Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports. It's actually 6:30 in the morning UK time. We have with us the former WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Joseph Parker. Joseph, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks. Good evening from Vegas.
Yes, good evening from Vegas. It's 10:30 in Vegas, right?
Yeah, 10:30. That's another day has gone. Got some good training. Now we're just relaxing, get some rest soon, and tomorrow again with a lot of energy, a lot of motivation for this next fight.
So we'll talk about very, very quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on the Joshua fight, but in terms of strategy going into the fight, what was your game plan?
Our game plan was to obviously box smartly and have good movement so he could catch you and sort of attack off the movement. And I think I got a few of those things right, but I think just looking back at the fight now, I could have had a lot more output. And then credit to Joshua, he did great work in terms of changing his style, and he boxed a lot better than I thought he would. So credit to him, he was a true championship style of that thing.
Was it punching power that Joshua had that you thought maybe have changed the game plan, or was it something else that made you sort of be unable to execute what you really wanted to do in there, or was it just the referee?
No, there's no.
Bear with us as we get Joseph back. Let's continue. Sorry, Joseph. Go ahead. You were saying.
So I'm saying, I respect him. It's the power that he has. I didn't really feel anything strong because I think he didn't really hit me flush. But what he did was change his style, and he boxed a lot better than I thought he would. And that's why he caused. He didn't allow me to throw the punches that I needed or wanted to throw.
Okay, going down the stretch, the last 2 to 3 rounds, the championship rounds is what we call them, as you know, and fully well know. Some of the fans, some of your supporters, they felt almost that you didn't really bite down and really go for it in the last couple of rounds. Was that something that you were conscious of, or was that something that you were unconscious of? Why was it the case you didn't just go hell for leather, or was it just a case of, you know what, this is it, I'm going to try to get to 12 rounds? Because people are still trying to understand who Joseph Parker is internally.
Yeah. If I got turned by time, I'll definitely go for it.
Yeah.
There was no urgency from my side, or I think from my team, that I thought I was doing well, and I thought I was boxing smartly and getting those points. But I think in hindsight, I could have put on a lot more pressure and went for it. But I think it's great learning. It's great learning, and it's great experience to take onto the next fight for future fights.
Absolutely. Now you're back in the UK. There was talk about you fighting Bright Jennings. What happened there?
There was a deal. We were looking at different options. I think our team were looking at 70 options, and this option showed up, and this sort of turned up, and there was an option that we felt was a lot better for our team.
Yes.
And then we all decided to that he's the top opponent. He's also ranked highly. He wants to fight anyone. We want to fight anyone. So we thought it would be a great matchup.
So now you have Dillian Whyte in the corner. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from the Joshua fight, and what are you going to take away from that and bring into this fight against Dillian Whyte?
No more Mr. Nice Guy. You can be nice outside of the ring, but when you're in the ring, you mean business, and just leave it all in the ring. Don't leave the ring thinking you could have done more.
The greatest opportunity you could have become, unified champion. You could have been, your whole life could have changed overnight because of the situation. Now you're not being Mr. Nice Guy and going to be. Can you turn it on that way and turn it off that way, Joseph?
Yeah, I can. It's just about not talking about it, but doing it. Actions speak louder than words, and now it's time to action those things.
Okay, so now you come against Dillian Whyte. What do you think Dillian Whyte does well without giving the game plan away?
Oh, I think he does many things well. I think he's confident in himself. He's young. He's hungry. He wants to be champion. He comes forward. He throws a lot of punches. He's a fighter who's a heavyweight who's busy in the ring.
Do you have any concerns? You're coming back to the UK to fight. Some people felt that maybe the scores were maybe a little wider. Do you have any concerns coming back to the UK that if it goes to points, you might not get the decision that you want?
It's boxing is you just got to take it how it is. You do your best in the ring, and whatever happens, happens. As long as you know you did your best, as long as you know that you leave it all in the ring. And I feel like with this fight, I'm going to leave it all in the ring. Whatever happens, happens. But I would like to get a knockout. That'll be very nice.
When you look at Dillian Whyte, what do you think is his most impressive performance for you?
I think his most impressive performance was his last one with Lucas Brown. And then the reason why I say that is because he moved well. He threw combination. He threw at the right time. He was patient, but then he found the right opportunity and maximized on it.
Okay, great. Often or sometimes you have some fighters that say, you know what, I lost in this fight. They don't take responsibility for their own actions and they go blaming other people, i.e. the trainer, the management. What keeps you with Kevin Barry? What is it about your relationship with Kevin Barry? Give us some insight on that.
Oh, listen, our relationship is a great relationship. And from the beginning, it's been an honest relationship. And, there's no one else to blame. When he's put in everything he can, when I've put in everything I can, when all the teams put in everything they can, it's just everyone's relying on me now to perform and execute the plan. But if it doesn't go to plan, there's no one else's fault. It's your fault. And our relationship is a relationship that he does. He wants to win as much as I want to win. He wants to be successful as much as I want to be successful. And we from the beginning we partnered up, and now we feel like we make a great team. And there's we feel like we're up there with the being a great boxer trainer relationship sort of team.
Okay. When people talk about world-class fighters, do you consider yourself a world-class athlete, or are you one of these guys that say, well, I'm a world-class athlete, or do you rather let the public judge how good a fighter Joseph Parker is?
Listen, I'll take the second option, whereas you let the public decide. If you do well, I think you should let your actions speak for itself, and if people can judge, people can decide where you sit.
Okay. Big fights apart from yourself with Dillian Whyte, Joshua Wilder. In your opinion, you've been up close to Anthony Joshua, and obviously he turned around and said that he, the 50 million and all the rest of it, and now Wilder said he'll take the fight. In your opinion, who do you think wins the fight? A, and B, do you think that there's been some dodging and ducking from either party?
It's a fight. First, it's a fight. I think it'll be a great fight. It'll be a tremendous fight. It'll be a fight that everyone will be interested in because everyone wants to see who the best is in the world. So it's not only a great fight for us heavyweights to watch, but it's like we're a fan of the fight. We want to make it happen. So for me, it'll be a very close fight. Depending on it just comes down to training and technique and skills and game plan. But for me, I'm sort of edging a little bit towards Wilder. Big right hand, snappy, good movement. But it's, I said, anything can happen. And I think both teams should just quit all this mess and mucking around and get it sorted. That's what I think.
Okay, that's fantastic to hear from you, Joseph. When you look at the whole heavyweight scope, and then you think to yourself, one win from yourself puts you #1 contender for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Does that mean that you would be willing to fight Wilder if things don't go as Joshua Wilder happens, or would you be interested in having that rematch with Joshua? Is that something you'd push for a rematch?
Oh, listen, but I'll take it one fight at a time, and hopefully, if things do go well with this fight and everything goes according to plan or how we plan it, I don't really care who I fight. I just want to fight anyone. Okay,
now we've talked a little bit about boxing. We've talked about fights. Tyson Fury's comeback. Did you see the fight?
Yeah, I saw his fight.
What did you think?
I think it's great that Tyson Fury's back in the scene. I know he's one of those fighters that for him to go away for a long time and come back, I think he did quite well to come back and they lose all the weight and they still have confidence within himself to enter the ring.
Okay, 2 more questions. Question number 1 is Hughie Fury. He also made his comeback, knocking out Sam Sexton in spectacular fashion. Did you manage to see that fight?
Yes, I did, and he looked very impressive. You know, he boxed well, but he threw the right hand a lot more in that fight, and you could just see that he's developing nicely as a fighter, and he keeps improving. Final
question, Joseph. Often fighters, you know, they like to have downtime. Some like to listen to music and this and that. Are you a person that plays video games?
No, I don't play video games. In my downtime, I like to read books. I like to play the piano, and I like to play the guitar.
Oh wow, okay, fair enough. Because you know, in the boxing world, there's been a game called Fight Night Champion, and people have been waiting for a boxing game for ages. Now, in 2018, I understand there's a game now being in development called Round for Round Boxing. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, there's a game, and they're trying to get all the big fighters together. Is it something in the future that, you know, with all the fighters in the world, past and present, would Joseph Parker be a fighter that would be interested in being a part of that game?
Oh, listen, no, I'd love to be a part of that game. You know, it's one thing to do while in your career, but then to be recognized by the public or by those who are making games would be awesome, man. You just gotta, it's a humbling sort of experience if you do make it on a big game with rubbing shoulders in the game of all those legends from the past.
Joseph, I want to say thank you so much for talking to BWTM Sports. We made it happen, champ. We made it happen.
We made it happen. Hey, thanks for having me on. Sorry for the delay, and look forward to catching up when we're back in London.
That sounds great. Joseph, take care and speak to you soon.
Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, champ. So there you have it. We delivered. Joseph Parker talking to BWTM Sports. That's it. I'm going back to bed, and I'll talk to you later. All the best. Bye-bye.